rebel.
Hello everyone, Assalamualaikum. This is Bangabandhu. Guys, তোমরা দেখতে পাচ্ছ আজকে কোনো ফান ভিডিও নিয়ে আমি আসিনি তোমাদের কাছে, বুঝেছো? আজকে আসছি কিছু কথা বলার জন্য। আর যদি ফান ভিডিও নিয়ে আসতাম তাহলে নিশ্চয়ই আমার সাথে আমার গ্রুপকে দেখতাম, পবন, টিসিএস, মুক্তারি, তাহার, সাদিয়া, আয়ান বা সালমান, আমাদের সুপার হিরো। আচ্ছা যাই হোক, এখন তো কেউ নেই, ইনিও আমি তোমাদের কিছু কথা বলতে আসছি। আজকে কিছু কথা বলবো যা খুবই গর্বের বিষয়। অ্যাজ আ বাঙালি আমরা খুব কম বিষয় বাইরে জিনিসগুলো নিয়ে প্রাউড ফিল করবো। আমাদের স্বাধীনতার পর আজকে শুধু আমি যা দেখলাম তেমন কোনো ইস্যু পেলাম না যে এমনি প্রাউড ফিল করে। তবে গাইস, আমি একটা কথা না বলে পারবো না যে না বর্তমানে আমাদের বিশ্ব স্যাটেলাইট আছে মহাবিশ্বে। গতকাল রাত 1:30 থেকে 4:30টার মধ্যে ইউএসএর থেকে ফ্লোরিডা 9 নামে একটা রকেট লঞ্চ করে, যেটার মধ্যে ছিল আমাদের সেই বঙ্গবন্ধু স্যাটেলাইট 1, ফার্স্ট বাংলাদেশের পতাকা নিয়ে স্যাটেলাইট, যেটা এখন মহাবিশ্বের পাড়ি দিয়ে দিয়েছে অলরেডি। এখন হয়তো কিছুক্ষণের মধ্যে আমাদের কি বলবো, কিছুক্ষণের মধ্যে হয়তো আমাদের জন্য পাঠাবে, কি বলে এটা, পূর্বাভাস, আবহাওয়ার রিপোর্ট, সামথিং যা যা পারে সব পাঠাবে, সবগুলো পাঠাবে নিজের দেশকে নিয়ে। আজ বাঙালিগুলো খুব গর্বিত। গাইস, কথা বেশি না বলে আমি তোমাদেরকে চেষ্টা করি যে ওদের রকেট লঞ্চিং কিছু দেখানোর, সিম্পলি ট্রাই করবো। এই ভিডিওটা কোনো জানি, এটা ছিল ক্রেডিট টু আওয়ার বাংলাদেশ গভর্নমেন্ট, আমাদের শেখ হাসিনার জন্য। সো এনিহাউ, প্লিজ গাইস পাশে থাকুন, এভাবে ভালোবাসা দিতে থাকুন, অ্যান্ড সবাই ভালোই থাকুন, এক কথায়।
Thank you.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mission liftoff.
Raiders proceed to section 575. Flight report to procedure 3070 post launch flight operations.
Vehicle limiting downrange.
Stage 1 propulsion is nominal.
As you just saw, Falcon 9 has successfully cleared the pad and is now on its ascent with the test spacecraft in its fairing. Now coming up in about 15 minutes, you're going to hear the call out that Falcon 9 will have hit max Q. That stands for maximum aerodynamic pressure. That is the point at which the rocket is seeing its highest stresses on its ascent.
Vehicle has passed maximum aerodynamic pressure.
You can tell by the cheers and what you heard on that call out, we have gotten through max Q. Coming up next, you're going to hear the call for MVAC
Engine chill has begun.
And that was it. That is where we chill in that Merlin vacuum engine down to operating temperature. Now coming up here shortly, you're going to hear 3 big events happening in rapid succession. The first is MECO, that stands for main engine cutoff. That is where all 9 of the first stage engines are going to shut down. That's in preparation for the next step, which is stage sep, or stage separation. That is where stage 1 will separate from stage 2. Stage 1 will make its way back down to the drone ship. Stage 2 will continue on with tests to its orbit. And then you're going to hear second engine start. That is the ignition of the second stage engine. Let's check it out here.
MECO.
Stage separation confirmed.
Stage 1 is under the tip. And back ignition.
Right, and as you just saw, we had a successful stage separation and a successful ignition of that second stage engine. Now the fairing should be deploying at any moment. There we go. And you can see that tiny but strong test spacecraft inside of that, or on top of stage 2. Now stage 1 is making its way back down to Earth. What we're going to see coming up pretty shortly is a boost back burn. Grid fins have deployed.
Both stages following nominal trajectories.
Acquisition of signal, Bermuda.
Right now, stage 2 is going to continue to burn until T plus 8 minutes and 20 seconds, while stage 1 makes its way back down to Earth. Now, there are 2 more burns coming up for stage 1. The next one's going to be the entry burn. That's where we're going to reignite 3 of the stage 1 engines. And that burn is intended to slow down stage 1's descent as it makes its way through that thick upper atmosphere. We'll be seeing that at 6 minutes and 29 seconds or so in about 2 minutes. We're hearing that stage 2's burn is still performing nominally. Okay, stage 2 is going to continue to burn for about another 3 minutes and 1 minute until we see that re-entry burn. Now, after that re-entry burn, stage 1 is going to continue on making its way down to the drone ship, and coming up thereafter will be the landing burn. That'll be the third of the 3 burns, and at that point we're going to reignite that center engine, E9, and that'll bring us down to 0 velocity, hopefully standing up tall on the drone ship. Continuing to hear that Impact D is looking good. Turbopump performance is good. Everything is performing nominally on stage 2, which is great news.
Stage 2 continues to follow a nominal.
As you can see, that burn has begun, that entry burn. This burn is going to go for about another 10 seconds or so before it shuts down. And the entry burn is complete. As stage 2 continues to burn, we are getting tests into a nice circular orbit where tests will then, well, stage 2 with tests on top will coast for about 35 minutes. As you heard, stage 1 is transonic. We're about 10 seconds away from that landing burn. Note that the drone ship is situated approximately 300 kilometers off the coast of Florida, and you can see that landing burn started. Let's see if we can catch it. Has successfully landed on A Course I Still Love You. This marks the 24th successful landing of a Falcon 9 first stage. And meanwhile, we've reached SECO, which is second engine cutoff. Stage 2 has shut down its first burn.